Namaste and welcome to Tradition Mandir in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit, and thank you so very much for joining us for our Puja and Satsang Friday night. Tonight is part 51 of our series on the 64 Yoginis, and we're going to be honoring one of my favorites, Jwalamukhi Yogini, really the embodiment of fire. Again, welcome and namaste. Anybody who's tuning in right now, please feel free to say hello using the chat function on the bottom of your screen. In fact, namaste to Kim, who's joining us right now. And then a couple of announcements. This coming Tuesday is our next installment of Kali for Everyone. And this will be a puja and satsang for Drashi Lamo. This is another Tibetan goddess based on the Kali archetype. And then a week from today will be our monthly Yoga Nidra practice. And this will be a special Yoga Nidra focusing on the upcoming winter solstice. So a time to really go within. Both of those are at 7 p.m. And you're welcome to join live on YouTube. And you're also welcome to come in person to our temple, 1260 South Xavier Street in Denver, Colorado. So let's go ahead and go into the satsang. Goddess Jwalamukhi is known as Jvala Devi or Jwalamukhi Mata, which means Jwalamukhi, the mother. She's a very powerful manifestation of the Divine Mother, associated with eternal flames, transformation, fire being a transformational element, purity, and fiery protection. She's worshipped as the living flame, or Akhand Jyoti, rather than as a typical devotional image, or murti. Jwalamukhi means she whose face is flame, or she from whose mouth flames emerge. She is a fiery aspect of Adi Parashakti, the universal divine feminine, and she represents truth, purification, courage, and inner spiritual fire, or tapas. Devotees see her as the goddess who burns away negativity, obstacles, fear, ego, and impurities of the mind. And Jwalamukhi is associated with one of my all-time favorite temples. And this is the Jwalaji temple in Himachal Pradesh, also known as Jwalamukhi Mandir. And this is a photograph of this temple. I visited there while on pilgrimage in the spring of 2006. And one of the distinctive features of this temple are its golden domes. This is the most famous shrine of Jwalamukhi. It's located near Kangra, in, again, the state of Himachal Pradesh. This is in northwest India in the lower Himalayas. The goddess is worshipped in the form of 9 natural eternal flames that emerge from cracks in the rock. And these flames are believed to represent different aspects of Devi. And I'm going to show you this souvenir picture that I got when I visited Jwalamukhi. And it shows the main flame in the central temple in this silver case. And we can see that Jwalamukhi is regarded as an aspect of Ma Durga as well. Let's get that stood back up on our altar. There we go. While no murti, no devotional images is used, only flames, Jwalamukhi is symbolically described as holding a tongue of flame as her primary emblem. She can be seen standing or seated in a blazing divine fire. Her eyes radiant with purification and truth, a presence felt as intense heat, light, and inner stillness. And so this is actually a modern image of Jwalamukhi in a more anthropomorphic form. When we look at her image from the Hirapur temple in the state of Orissa, we see that her sculpture is standing upon a bed, and I'll say something about that. And she has the face of a horse. Again, this is a situation where some of the face is smashed away, crumbled away, as well as her two arms, so we're not sure what she's holding. This card from a modern divination deck gives us a little bit of a clearer image. We can see the bed underneath that she's standing on. Having the head and face of a horse, the horse in Hindu symbolism stands for vital energy or prana, strength and courage, speed and movement, divine sovereignty, cosmic order, renewal and transformation, something we see very much associated with the element of fire or Agni, and purification through spiritual force. It's a symbol that spans heaven, earth, and the human psyche. I mentioned that Jwalamukhi is associated very often with Ma Durga. She's also associated with Chinnamasta, the Kundalini fire at the base of the spine, which rises up through the central channel as part of meditation. And she's associated with Kali, and especially the tongue of Kali. Just a reminder, the tongue of Kali is thought to represent two different things, really the womb and the tomb. So it represents the vulva, the organ through which we are born, and it also represents the flame of the cremation fire. So very much that power that brings us into this world and then calls us home when our time has come. According to legend, after Sati's self-immolation at her father Daksha's fire ceremony, you might remember Sati is the original earthly incarnation of the Divine Mother. Her tongue fell on the site where the eternal flames of Jwalamukhi now burn. And this is why the Jwalamukhi temple, which I showed you the photograph earlier, is also known as the Jwalamukhi Shakti Peeth. The Shakti Peeth are these sacred temple sites where a part of the Divine Mother's body is believed to reside. So the tongue resides at Jwalamukhi. So here's a closer picture of the central flame at Jwalamukhi temple. And when I first came to this temple and was in the main hall, I, like so many pilgrims, let the flame touch my hand. And I remember just actually tears welling up in my eyes, just the thought that I was being touched by the tongue of the Divine Mother. And then in these two photographs, here's another picture of the central flame. There are 8 other sites on the temple where these flames reside. And then in another of the central temple halls is this ornate bed. And there's this beautiful ceremony that takes place at sundown where everybody gathers around the bed, and there's a puja, and there's bhajan singing, and everybody is just saying goodnight to the Divine Mother and putting her to bed for the night. Just a beautiful ceremony. Spent an entire, about a day and a half at this temple in April of 2006. Other stories describe the goddess Jwalamukhi as appearing as a flame to destroy demons and to protect her devotees, like the pillar of fire shining forth in the night. The mantra that we'll use for our puja mantra is Om Jwalimukhyai Namaha. Om Jwalimukhyai Namaha. Om Jwalimukhyai Namaha. And then a similar mantra that we'll use when we give our fire offerings. And we're actually going to do things a little bit differently. Rather than doing a formal sankalpa to our puja, I'm going to present the puja for you and light our ritual flame. And then I'm going to lead you in a guided meditation. And there'll be an opportunity for you to work on an individual issue during that meditation. And then when we come out of meditation, that's when we'll do the chanting of this second mantra I'm going to share with you. And we'll be giving our offerings to the fire itself. And this is one of two bij mantras or seed mantras to Jwalamukhi, using the bij mantra Hlim. And it's Om Hlim Jwalimukhyai Namaha. Om Hlim Jwalimukhyai Namaha. Om Hlim Jwalimukhyai Namaha. That's the mantra that I've typed out. Very powerful mantra, and you can find it in the description of tonight's video. And this mantra roughly translates to say, salutations to the goddess Jwalamukhi, the one whose power blazes like a sacred flame. The bij mantra Hlim is widely used in the Shakta tradition, that is goddess-based Hinduism, as a seed syllable of fiery protection, purification, and divine radiance. And then one final seed mantra that we'll be using tonight is the syllable Jvam. And we'll use this as the mantra for beginning our practice tonight. So Jvam. And this is a simple, again, flame oriented syllable used devotionally to invoke inner light. So Jvam. So working with these mantras is useful for the removal of diseases, for charity and truth, for purification of karmas, for protection from unseen forces, and for success in challenges and struggles, and also for spiritual energy and transformation. Jai Ma Jwalamukhi. Jai Ma Jwalamukhi. Jai Ma Jwalimukhyai Namaha. So I invite you to take a comfortable seated position. Find a comfortable position where your back can be straight, whether it's seated on your mat with a cushion under your hips or in a straight back chair. Rest for a moment, taking a few deep breaths, taking a moment to ground and to center and prepare for our workings. And breathing into your heart center. And just taking a moment to silently connect with that divine presence within yourself. Knowing the Divine Mother in all of her forms, not just surrounding you, but within you, is there to protect you, to guide you, to heal you, and to teach you at all times. All we have to do is open our awareness to her. And then slowly bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And let's open our practice tonight by chanting the syllable Jvam, Jvam, 3 times. So inhale, Jvam. Second deep inhale. Third deep inhale. Inhale, exhale, open your eyes, focusing upon our altar with a relaxed gaze. Let your hands rest comfortably in your lap. Pavitra Pavitrova Sarvabhistam Gatopiva Yashmade Pandarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi Om Shuklam Bharadhanam Vishnum Seshivanam Shatobhijam Prasnavanam Dayat Sava Vigno Pasantaye Jai Ganesha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guru Namah Jai Guru. Om Trayambakam Yajamaye Sagandim Pushtivardhanam Orvarukam Bandhanan Machur Mukshiyam Amrita Om Namah Shivaya. Devi Prapanote Hare Prasida Prasida Matara Jagata Kilasya Prasida Bishvesvara Pe Vishvam Tvamishora Devi Chachara Charasya Jema Devi. Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Shama Shiva Datri Svasvadanamostute Jayatvam Devi Chamunde Jaya Bhutita Harani Jaya Sarvagati Devi Kalratri Namostute Jema Kali. Jwalamukhi Deepti Vapur Divya Tejomai Shubha Bhaktanam Bhaya Dahinye Namaste Loka Pavani. O Jwalamukhi, radiant bodied, divine and full of light, you burn away the fears of your devotees. Salutations to you, purifier of the world. Jema, 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 Jwalamukhi, Namaha. So I invite you, as I give the puja offerings, to join me in chanting the mantra Om Jwalimukhyai Namaha. 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 Jema. 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 Kapuragoram karunavataram samsarasaram bhujagendra haram sada santam hridayada vinde bivam bivani saitam nemami devi prapanote hare prasida matara jagata kilasya prasida bishvesvara pe vishvam Tvamishwara Devi Chachara Charasya Om Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Sva Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Sva Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Jema, Jwalamukhi, the holy flame. So I invite you to sit comfortably, keeping your spine straight. Make any adjustments or micro adjustments that you might need in order to be comfortable for the next few minutes. And let your breath flow naturally. And close your eyes. And take a slow, deep breath in. And exhale fully. Let's take a second deep breath. And a full exhalation. And one more deep and clearing breath. And exhale with a sigh. And let your breath return to normal. And as you breathe naturally, feel your body soften. Feel your shoulders soften. your jaw, your belly. And let your breath become smooth, steady, and quiet. And know that you are safe. And know that you are being held in the hands of the Divine Mother. And I invite you to imagine yourself in your mind's eye, walking along a stone pathway through the silent Himalayas. A cool wind brushes your skin. Above you, the sky glows with the deep blue of early dawn. And ahead, you see an ancient temple with a golden domed roof. Simple, yet splendid, and glowing faintly from within. This is the temple of Ma Jwalamukhi. You step inside. The air is warm, and the stone floor beneath you vibrates with a subtle living heat. And at the center of the temple sits a natural flame rising from the earth, soft at first, then brilliant and alive. This is the Divine Mother, Jwalamukhi's presence. The flame doesn't burn with ordinary fire. It glows. Gold at the center, blue at the edges, with occasional sparks of crimson light. And you stand before it, feeling the warmth, and feel the warmth around you like a gentle embrace. And as you focus on the flame, it begins to expand and grow taller and grow brighter, shaping itself into the subtle outline of the goddess, Jwalamukhi. Her form is made entirely of fire, flowing like silk, rising like breath, and shining like truth. She looks at you with eyes of pure light. Her presence is fierce but never frightening, only purifying, only protective, and alive. The goddess Jwalamukhi silently invites you to release what you carry. So I invite you to bring to mind one heaviness that you have at this time. It could be a worry, a fear, a mistake from the past, an old memory, or a tension in your heart. Whatever that heaviness is, hold it gently in your awareness. Try to visualize it. and visualize it as if it were a small object within your hands. And now I invite you to imagine placing whatever that is that you're ready to let go of. Place it into the flame, a personal offering of transformation, and watch it dissolve in the flame. No smoke, no residue, just light, only light, Jyoti. And as you take in a slow breath, feel the relief that comes from having released whatever it is that you were ready to release. Ma Jwalamukhi now lifts her right hand. An ray of soft flame extends from her palm and touches your heart center. It is warm, soothing, and clear. Feel confusion melting. Feel doubt loosening. Feel fear evaporating. And feel heaviness lifting. Your mind becomes bright, open, and spacious, like a dawn sky just after sunrise. Let that warmth fill your entire chest as you breathe naturally. Now filling your throat, filling your belly, filling your whole being. The Divine Mother Goddess now steps closer, and her flame merges gently with your heart. You do not burn. Instead, you shine. And within you, a small, steady flame begins to glow. Feel it glowing pure. Experience it glowing calm. And see it glowing unwavering. This is your inner Jwalamukhi Devi, the fire of truth, the fire of courage, and the fire of clarity. And I invite you to repeat silently within. This light is within me. I am clear. I am strong. I am fearless. The flame goddess Jwalamukhi whispers without words. She tells you, where there is light, darkness cannot remain. And feel her blessings settle into every cell of your being. Warm, brilliant, protective. The flame slowly returns to its natural form in the center of the temple, still glowing, still eternal. I invite you now to take a deep, clearing breath, letting go of the visualization, and feel your body again, your hands, your spine, your legs, the temperature of the air on your skin, the sound of my voice. Slowly move your fingers and toes, your hands and your feet. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and meditate upon our ritual fire with a relaxed gaze. And if you feel comfortable, I invite you to join me in the mantra as I give the offerings. Om, Hlim, Jwalamukhyai, Namaha. 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 I invite you to meditate for a time on our flame, imagining its warmth, seeing its light, and also experience that flame of divinity burning within your heart center. Jaya Jwalamukhi Mam. Om Jwalaye Namaha. Victory to the Mother Jwalamukhi. Salutations to the Flame Goddess. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma Jwalamukhi. Jai Ma Jwalamukhi. Jai Ma Jwalamukhi. Om Hlim Jwalimukhyai Namaha. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Om Sava Mangala Mangalye Shiva Svada Sadike Saranye Trambake Devi Narayane Namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityumam Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sana Vavatu Sanau Bunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadita Mastu Ma Vidvidyavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Om. Jai Ganesha. Jai Guru. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Ma Devi. Jai Ma Kali. Jai Ma Jwalamukhi. Jai Ma Jwalamukhi. Jai Ma Jwalamukhi. Nama. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. So I invite you now to put your hands together at your heart center, feeling that divine mother's presence within yourself, that divine flame burning within yourself, and expressing gratitude to that divine force for being with you always. And also take a moment to Give gratitude to yourself for taking part in tonight's practice, knowing you can replay this broadcast and do the meditation again if you need, or just repeat the mantra whenever you have need. And slowly opening your eyes. Namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. And thank you so very much. Of the different Shakti Pitas, the divine temple centers in India and parts of Nepal and elsewhere, where it is said that different parts of the Divine Mother reside. I've been to several of them, and it is said that Jwalamukhi is the most powerful of them all. And having been there myself, I tend to agree with that statement, although there are probably very close seconds, or at least I can think of Kamakya, where the Divine Mother's Yoni resides, as maybe being tied for that honor as well. Hopefully someday I'll get to visit there. I hope you enjoyed our presentation and our ceremonies and meditations this evening. I'd like to say thank you to Kim, to Jamie, to Voice of Frumi for joining me this evening, and everybody else who is tuning in live. And I'd also like to thank everybody who will be watching the recordings of this broadcast in the future. I look forward to you joining me Tuesday when we honor Drashi Lamo, another Tibetan aspect of Kali. As always, I would suggest you take some time for some quiet contemplation before resuming the day or the evening's activities. And I just look forward to Tuesday when we're together again. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Thank you again, everyone. And Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend ahead. Namaste.